And I also want to tell you something. So, Take 6 met in a university college choir called the Aeolians of Oakwood University. And you won't hear me stopping talking about this choir because I think they're the greatest choir on the face of the earth. I really do. And Take 6 were all students at, five out of the 6 of them were students at Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama. And this choir's been going for many, many years, decades in fact. And I went to hear this choir sing live when I was 19 years old. It completely and utterly transformed my life. And I don't say that lightly. I knew that, I liked singing, and I knew that I liked chords, and I knew that I enjoyed sort of joy. But what I didn't realize was that it was possible to experience all of these in such close succession to one another. And I went to this incredible, essentially service, because they're a Seventh-day Adventist choir, sat in the audience, felt utterly welcomed by this community of people, and I heard the greatest singing that I had ever heard anybody ever sing. There's probably 40 singers or so, and I was hooked. I thought, this is it. This is what my life has led up to this moment. And after the concert, I introduced myself to the conductor, and I said, "Hey, my name is Jacob, and I just have to say that my life won't be the same ever again." And he said, "Well, that's very kind of you." And actually, they knew me from my YouTube videos, which blew my tiny mind at that point, because no one had ever recognized me in public before. It was like, Jacob, who did the YouTube? And it was like, oh, I thought that was just me that knew about that. But anyway, it wasn't. And so we kind of became friends, and they said, "Oh, you should write a piece for us to sing." And I said, "Well, yeah, maybe one day, but I can't. Right now, I need to go and digest what just happened, because that was surreal." And so I did, and it took me 5 years to digest it. And 5 years later, last year, I wrote a piece for them to sing, which is on Jesse Volume 4, which you have to, you have to earn it. I stand by that. You have to earn listening to that, because you have to go through 3 albums to get to that, because it's such a huge moment for me as a human being. Like, recording that was so unbelievably special. And at the very end of the day that we recorded this together, I said, "Well, folks, I've just finished this arrangement of a song called All Night Long. Do you want to sing on it?" And they said, "Oh, sure." And they were very, very good-natured about it. And so I sat at the piano, and I played the chords that I wanted to hear, and they sang the chords back to me, which has never happened to me before. It's incredible. I didn't write the parts out. I didn't even give them the notes. They just sang it. It was like, the chord goes, and then they went, no, all like 8 parts. It was just unbelievably special. And so I was there, I conducted them. It was actually kind of my first experience conducting a group of singers, and I've done that a lot in 2019. On the road, I've started to conduct audiences singing, but it kind of all began because of this day with the Aeolians, and they're just so unbelievably special. And if you ever get the chance to hear them live, you must go. Just drop everything and go and see them live. It will change your life. And this is what they sound like. And that was that. And I actually digitally made them do that. That wasn't real. But isn't that such a special sound? It's like, oh, it's just incredible. It's so special. And so that was the last thing I recorded on this arrangement, was the Aeolians, because it felt like a full circle. It's the choir in which Take 6 met as students. It's the choir that changed my life harmonically. And I asked them to do it last minute, and they said yes. And this is after like a 12-hour day as well. There was such good support. Actually, June Lee was in the room as well. June Lee came and sang on the song. I think June's in that choir. June Lee. Do you know June Lee? He's very famous. So there you go. I think I've listened